Welcome to the Quick Profit T-shirt business, unlocking your high profits in 7 seconds. That is the model that I teach, how you can start a profitable T-shirt business with just a heat press and some heat transfers. I like to call this the easy T-shirt business. I want to make sure I'm giving this thing to you nice, easy, and concise that you will be able to implement. Because, man, so many times people come into this room and the issue they leave with is not that they don't have the information, is that they're not committed to this process. They're not able to implement. So at the end of here, we'll talk about how I can help you implement this stuff into your lifestyle. But first, who am I? My name is Erastus Snorway, Erastus Nicky Snorway. I was born and raised in Monrovia, Liberia. This is West Africa, right? I was born on June 17th to a mother and a father, Charles and Felicia. All right, so my parents were never married. Yep, so at the age of 11, we came to the United States. So this is 11 years old. I'm rooted out of Liberia now, separated from my mother. So we came to this country. Growing up in Liberia, there was a lot of war. There was a lot of things. Children were becoming rebels. They were at the age of 8 years old. People were guns. Like, it's crazy there. So my father didn't want us to grow up in that life. So we moved to the United States. This is in 1999. We came to the United States at the age of 11. But coming to this country here, there was a lot that happened, man. It was tough transitioning for me. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. I found it so hard to settle in the United States. I got into a lot of stuff as I grew up, got into a lot of trouble. I was always just trying to find something that I was missing, right? And I believe parts of it was just being separated from mom. Up to today, we're still separated, never went back, never went to see her. So stuff like that is what allows me to just go as hard as I go each day. My biggest why is to work so hard that one day I would meet again with my mother and I'll be able to hug her. So this is where we're at today. So then that lifestyle took me through a big transition. The picture here in this slide, this is at this time now, I said I was already in trouble. I'm outside, right? I'm wearing red because now I'm part of the gang. I was gang banging, and all that money on the ground was drug money. I was drug dealing, gang banging, and all this lifestyle that my father did not want for me. This is not why he brought me to the United States, but this is what was happening. This is the reality of my life, and I struggled to find myself. So the middle picture here shows my family. This is my family, my wife, and my 3 kids. This is the only picture. This picture in the middle is very important to me because this is the only picture that have all of my children in one place. Only picture. All right. And my daughter here in the graduation gown is Desiree. Desiree was my very first kid. I had Desiree when I was 17. At this time now, I'm struggling, going through life. Let me make sure there's someone saying there's an echo. At this time, struggling, going through life, trying to figure out who I'm going to be, who I want to be. But I ended up having a kid. I ended up having a kid. All right. You guys good with the echo? Is it for everybody? Is everyone having an echo on your end? Okay, so you're good. All right, just keep me on point in the chat. All right, so Desiree was born. At this time now, I'm struggling. My dad has already pulled me out of high school. I was not a high school graduate. I ended up going to Job Corps and getting a GED. All right, because I couldn't hang out in school. I just couldn't make it. So at the end of 9th grade, my dad said, you know what? We see that you're not heading the right way. You don't want school. You don't like school. So how about you go to a mission and get a trade? So I was sent away to Job Corps to pick up a trade and my GED. And I ended up getting my trade there, which was brick masonry and concrete. All those things were great. But on that center alone, I was still struggling. I was still selling drugs, still getting in trouble. And I ended up getting put out of that lifestyle, out of that school, and was sent away. All right, so the third picture here now, this is where life transitioned. So in the midst now, I came home in 2017 from Job from 2007, right? 2007, I came home from Job Corps, and I ended up finding my wife. At this time, I was working at McDonald's, right? Or she was working at McDonald's, and I ended up joining her because I'm like, who is this girl behind this counter? I need to get with her. She was my sister's friend, so I go to McDonald's, and there's a point of the story. Just hang there, right? So I go to McDonald's, and I see this girl behind the counter, and I started just going there every day now, and I ended up getting a job there until I got her. Right, so that's the lady in the middle there in the picture, Benita. That is my lovely wife. Been married now for 10 years. 10 years, right? So now I'm working for McDonald's. Life changed. The change in my life, I was still struggling this time, okay? And after that, before we get to that, there was this transition that happened in my life. I ended up getting fired from McDonald's. I usually don't share this story here, but maybe someone can relate to this. So after working for McDonald's for 10 years, right, I ended up getting fired. Why did I get fired? Because I stole some money from McDonald's. I stole some money from McDonald's and ended up going away for a little bit. Life was hard, but I was trying to make ends meet for my family, and checks was not enough. So I made a very bad decision and stole some money. And then when I got caught, I admitted it, and then I got put away for a little bit, and now I'm dealing with a felony on my record. No problem, because I feel as if this was a reason for me to be where I am now. God doesn't make no mistakes. And the reason why I'm here where I am now, because I've got fired from McDonald's and I got a felony, I had to figure out another way to make money. All right. So I went ahead, went back to college actually, and graduated with an electronic degree. And I only went to college to make my dad proud. I went to college, told him, man, you know what? I know I've did nothing but bad things for this guy. Let me go to college, get a degree. It's just so I can make my dad proud. I didn't have no plans on actually following that because I've always had a mindset that I'm going to work for myself. I'm going to be a boss, right? Which is why I dealt drugs and all of this stuff here. But push forward now, which was transition in my life. After I caught that case, I ended up finding a church where I spent a lot of time through the transition here. And now it's been 15 years. I've still been serving in that church. Still been serving in that church. Does everybody see the chat? Can everybody see the chat? I see someone saying they can't see the chat. Let me know if you can see the chat. Yes, Linda. Amen. Right? So now I made my way into church, served in this church, been serving there for a very long time as the media director there. All right. So fast forward, June of two years ago at this point, June 2 years ago, I was ordained as a minister of the gospel. That is the last picture you see there. This is the glory of God. Right after going through all this, I get emotional talking about this part because it didn't just start here. Right, I share with you the struggle transitioning from Liberia to America, drug dealing, having a kid at 17, catching the felony, but the hands of God still rested over me. So again, ordained as a minister, called to the gospel, called to preach the word, but we moved on. Life moved on from there. Now, in the midst of this, how did we start the t-shirt business? It was a friend that was getting married in 2016. And the screenshot that you're looking at is a screenshot of my very first order that I printed. And you can see there's a screenshot here from the company that I got the transfers from. This was Transfer Express, right? So the date here is 2016. May 9th, 2016 was the very first thing that I purchased to pursue this t-shirt business, right? So I had a friend that was getting married, and I told him, bro, you should do some t-shirts for your wedding. And he said, who's going to do these t-shirts, man? I don't got no money for this. I don't know, da, da, da. I said, I'm going to do the t-shirts. So I went ahead to pursue this t-shirt business now, searching all over, couldn't find the right opportunity, went to screen shops, went to local shops, trying to figure out how can I get this t-shirt. And I'm getting all this information. It sounds so overwhelming and expensive. I was like, I don't even remember if this brother paying me for this shirt up to today. And may his soul rest in peace now, because he's never going to be able to pay me. But my reward is in heaven. Amen. So we went ahead and pursued this thing. So the very first order now that I placed for some transfers was placed on June 26, 2016. At this point, he said, yes, I went ahead pursuing it. And got from YouTube videos and watching all this content that I can actually do this using something called screen printer transfers and a heat press. That blew my mind. So from my research, I was watching videos from Stalls, Transfer Express, Josh Ellsworth. Those are the people, the OGs of the game that was consistent in creating content. This is why now all we do is to pour back into that basket. That's why I create the content that I create, because one day in the past, I was looking for that information and I could only find one channel that could help me do this. So we went ahead and we placed that order and we got these shirts. We got the transfers, but I didn't even know where to get shirts from. Okay, this is why some of you guys are here. You need to figure out how to get the transfers, how to get the t-shirts, and where to get the machines. And we'll talk about all of that. But this is the rapid steps that I took to get to today. Right? So we ordered a transfer. Transfer came. Didn't even have the machine or the t-shirts. So I go to church on Sunday. And my cousin comes up to the front. He's telling everybody, oh, I do shirts now. I got all the equipment. And when you guys need shirts, let me do it for you. At this point now, I got an order. I don't have equipment. He's talking about he's got the equipment. So what do you think I did? I pulled up at his house to give him a visit. I say, hey, cuz, what's happening? Long time. You know how you pull in there with the fake love, trying to tell people, man, I'm here to see you. I wasn't there to see him. I was there to see the equipment that he had so that I can print this order. So I went over in his room. He had a 15 by 15 heat press. Changed my life. 15 by 15 heat press sitting in the corner, and on his bed, he was living in the hood. So he had his mattress just on the floor, right? On that floor, he had the vinyl cutter sitting on there. He was weeding some vinyl. Knowing what I know now, he didn't even know what he was doing, because, man, that vinyl was all messed up. But he got me started. So I told him what I had, the situation. I had the shirts that I ordered from a Google site, and then I had the transfers, but I didn't have the machine. So he allowed me to come back the next day and print my first order on his machine. But the moment I figured that out, I realized now I know exactly what I need to do. I know the machines that I need. I know what I need to do to get these transfers. Let me go ahead and figure this thing out. So I jump on Amazon trying to find everything and see, oh, this is what I need. So then at this time now, we were just moving into an apartment, my wife and I. And I told her, hey, babe, I'm going to use this closet right here to start a t-shirt business. This is after I've completed the order. And now I wanted to start the business. Okay, you can use the t-shirt. You can use this closet to do your business. Shout out to the wife. She's been there all along, all of this time. I'm trying to find a slide here of how we moved over from the closet space into a storefront. It all started with a heat press. All started with a heat press. So I started in the closet, built this out every day. I'm still working a full-time job. At this time, I've graduated. I'm working for the city of Philadelphia. And this is when things change. I started to go out there and let everybody know that I print t-shirts. This is literally the marketing strategies that I'm giving you now. Like, I didn't wait. I went out there and told the whole world that I print t-shirts. I wasn't even making any money at this time. I was literally just sowing seed in their ears. Yo, if you need any t-shirts, come and let me know. I can do this for you. Like, telling people that I can do something that I've never even tried before. Okay. So how many people right now are already letting people know that you do t-shirts? How many of y'all are in the process now telling folks, hey man, I do t-shirts. If you need t-shirts, come and let me know, right? This is a step that you must take in order to start to build your confidence in this business. Confidence is going to be really super important for you in this process as you join in the business planning. He said, I will now. Yes, start selling the seed, because the truth of the matter is that you don't even need to have the equipment to get into this business. I told you how I did the first job. I sold the job, then figured out how to get the material. Then I borrowed the equipment. And from there on, the next day I was on Amazon and I purchased my very first heat press. Not sure why my slides ain't coming in right. Which one is this? Boom. We should have probably kept this up here. Let me try this one more time. It's only showing 9 slides. There's like 30 slides on here. All right, this is what I'm going to do. We're not even going to do presentation. I'm just going to zoom in here. And you'll see it this way. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, should be able to see this. Boom. Slides. Boom. There it is. This is just the picture I wanted to show you. All right, sorry about that. Boom. Here we go. Should be able to see my slide right about now. All right. So there it is. This is a slide now that shows you. This is me right here standing in this closet. Top left picture. I'm in the closet. I had a whole shop set up in this closet. A whole shop. You guys can see that, right? It's a whole shop sitting in the closet there. I have a big heat press, actually 2 heat presses behind me. All right. So we started in that closet. We built the business here and there. From that first heat press that I ordered from Amazon, it's the black one sitting behind me right there. I got some vinyl on the wall. Like, I built a whole space, and I could barely even touch the wall of this room. Like, I could barely scratch my arm. Like, it was so tight in there. But I had a vision and I had a dream, and I was super clear on what it is that I was doing. From that first experience, I wrote the living room, and my wife got tired of it not having any space, and she decided, you got to move your business out of my house. No sound. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right. Sorry about that. I'm going to keep my eyes on the chat. When that happens, just let me know, because I think the internet was doing something there. All right. So, boom. There it is. I grew out of the closet. I got kicked out of the house, me and my business, and we moved into a storefront. And that is the picture right there, into the store. My wife pushed me to do this. And I say, you know what? No problem. We're going to do it. And that's what we did. I don't know what happened to it. Oh gosh, this is crazy. Trying to share multiple screens sometimes can be tough. But we're gonna get to the good part. I got a bunch of slides for y'all here. We're gonna get to the good part. Boom. Just finish this real quick. This is all part of this. You gotta be able to understand where we came from. All right, so down at the bottom left there, I built a store, and then that's the sign. I put that sign up my very self. That very first remember I told you I walked to my cousin's house and seen a vinyl cutter on his bed. My cousin never pursued this t-shirt business. He never, after he passed away. I feel like the internet is just acting crazy. Oh, then there it is. That's the store right there. That's the sign that I built myself. Garment Creations was the company's name. And I did this all with vinyl. And God helped hanging it up on the roof. The guy that helped me hang it up, he was actually a sign guy from the past, but now he had a vinyl store. So everything was so hard, and then he was scared of heights. So it was kind of tough. There's the store right there, my heat press. That table, literally this table that is set up on, I still have that table today in the shop next door. All right. So now there's the logo. The reason why I put this logo here, I'm still freezing or you guys are good. The reason why I put this logo here, and it says, I never had an official logo. Today, everybody thinks this is important. And the best part is, this is a lie, right? I made thousands of dollars, print thousands of shirts, and never had So for all the people that are sitting there and they send messages, I'm just waiting for my logo to come back. I'm just waiting for my logo to get trademarked. None of that stuff matters if you are not able to make sales. None of that matters if you can't sell. Okay? So let's spend the time learning how to sell so that all that stuff, people will look past it. You don't need a logo to be a successful business. People now have said that before. Oh, I want to get my logo done. I'm going to trademark this. I'm going to do that. None of that stuff matters. None of it. All right? So let's move past that today. Let me know, can y'all still hear me? I don't see the chat moving, so I want to make sure you can still hear me. 1, 2. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2. In and out. Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. Sound is going in and out. Okay. Oh, yes. Let me see it in here. Boom. Yeah, everything looks good on my end. We're going to show the equipment right now. All right. So I'm going to stop moving so much. Okay. So this is what we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about finding your niche, figuring out your target product. We're going to talk about sourcing or creating design. And I'm going to show you an easy way that you can create design without learning Photoshop and all of that stuff that I had to learn. Number 3, we're going to talk about the equipment, the right tools, the supplies. And then I got a heat press here, and I'm going to do a hands-on demo of applying transfers and all this different stuff. And now, then we're going to talk a little bit about marketing and selling strategies. Does that sound like a plan? Is that something that you say, yes, this is a good promise? This is what I'm here for. Yes. All right. So my 4 objectives of this class today is to make sure I teach you how you can start a profitable t-shirt business with minimum investment. I started with minimum investment. Even though we've gone years, right, and purchased thousands of equipment, it always leads to my heat press. At one point, I had a DTG machine, $20,000. It's still sitting in some warehouse right now, burnt up. Head is never going to work. Like, it sucks. Sublimation printer, wide format. I had a 44-inch heat press to do all over print shirt, right? All of those stuff. And then we got into a DTF printer that just was a bad deal. All of those things there were investments that I didn't need to make. So my goal today is to show you that there is no need to buy expensive equipment to start your printing business. I'm going to show you a simple and affordable setup process. If you follow this process and your heat press shows up at your door within the matter of a week when you activate that payment, you'll be able to literally print shirts at the end of that day if you follow this process. It's fast, it's easy, and there's high profit margin. I like profit. How many of y'all like profit? I like to put $2 in and take out 15. You know, that's the model that I like. But here's the thing that I want you to do for me. Before we go any further here, I like to ask you to commit to these 3 C's. There's an agreement, right? I need you to agree to this. So the 3C models is going to be, number 1, it's going to be clarity. You're going to commit. The reason why you are here today is that you are going to commit to be clear in this vision. So clarity basically is finding the vision and the direction, knowing exactly what it is that you want to do in this business. You're going to learn, you're going to be committed exactly to your target audience. You're going to be committed to creating unique designs that will change the mindset of your buyers. Clarity is super key in this process. You have to be super clear on what your vision is going to be. There's so many print methods out there. I've tested them all. I've gone off the side way of not being clear of what I wanted to do. When we had the shop, I even went to the process of turning my shop into a photo studio, right? And podcast studio, like trying to serve everybody. Clarity got so dull. My vision got so dull. And I was everyone. Eventually, all of the money ran out. So the benefits now of being clear, it helps you make informed decisions in your marketing, your process, your product. So the first C that I want you to be in agreement with today as we move forward further here is that you are committed to have a clear vision and direction in this process. If that's you, just comment committed in the chat, right? Because it's the moment you type it in, the moment you put it out there, this is it now. We can hold you accountable to say, yes, you shaking on it. You're committed. You're committed. You're committed, right? Then after you're committed now, this is the part where people drop out. This is the part a lot of people drop out, is that confidence. It's the confidence. I need you to agree to the second C and say, man, I'm going to build a confidence that will be so high that it's going to drive me to take bold actions. Confidence. I said yes to a friend. I was working at McDonald's when I said this first yes to this job. I didn't know what I was counting on. I had no idea, but I was confident that, man, I can research, I can figure out how to do this, and it's going to work. Confidence is key because confidence drives you to take bold actions and to pursue opportunities without hesitation. Imagine if I would have hesitated in actually going to my cousin's house to use his equipment. I would have probably figured out, like, man, I can do this on my own, or you know what, I can't do this. I don't have the equipment. I'm gonna tell my man I can't even do his shirts because I had low confidence. Or maybe if I was just not clear enough, I'm seeing what everybody else was doing, so I want to be like the Joneses. So I was like, you know what, this, I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna grab this. Then you get so overwhelmed and you lose the confidence because sales are not coming in. Confidence. You have to build confidence if you're going to move forward and be strong in here. This is the part now with just mindset. This is the mindset. Mindset is over everything. The reason why we've been in this since 2016 is because of the mindset. To say, like, no matter how hard it gets, no matter the dark days, no matter how much sales I don't have, I'm confident to my main why. And I told you, my why is that one day I will be able to bring my mother back to America and be able to hug her. This is why we do it. You have to make your why so clear that no matter what, your confidence is not going to go down. Confidence is what turns your ideas into action. Because if you're confident that this thing will work, you take the bold do it. This is some of y'all already heading that spot, that's direction. This is why you're in this room today. This is why you're in this room today. If you don't have confidence, you can have the best t-shirt design, but if you're not confident enough to show it to somebody, you ain't going to get no sales. So confidence is important. Number 1C again was clarity. Number 2 is going to be your confidence. Then we'll get into number 3, the third C. The third C here is your commitment. Not committed to Erastus, not committed to the next door neighbor, but committed to yourself so well that you would stick to your business plan. You would stick to this side hustle plan. Because eventually what started as a side hustle for me, told you I was working for the city of Philadelphia after I caught that case, got fired from McDonald's, graduated, went to college, got a degree, ended up getting a job as a electrical technician for the city of Philadelphia City Bike Share. Now, I was doing this as a side hustle and had a very good job, but I wasn't really committed to that job after having a few jobs on the side now. Money is coming in. I'm feeling a little more confident here. I said, man, I think I can go all in on this. And I end up going all in after working 2 years for the city of Philadelphia. I went all in full time on this business because of commitment. So commitment is the dedication to stick with your business plan and your vision, even when you face obstacles. It's the commitment that ensures consistent efforts in what it is that you're doing. Consistency is another C that we can add in at the end. But you need to be committed to this so that you can keep your focus long term. Many heat prep businesses, t-shirt businesses has fallen off. Some of the ones that we're cool with growing up and starting this business together, most of them have gone back to the regular world of working. Nothing wrong with that. You can build this business as a student. You can build this business as a stay-at-home parent. You can build this business even as a 9-to-5 worker. It's possible. It's possible. Clarity, confidence, and commitment. You guys agree to those 3 C's? Clarity, confidence, and commitment. Now, let's have to get my slides back over this way. I see you, Jim. Appreciate y'all for being in the chat. Super important. I'm doing this the hard way, actually, because I need to just zoom out and get right back over here. There we go. Boom. Just so y'all know that heat press behind me got that room on 100 degrees. It's hot because it's turned on. I want it to be hot and get into the application process. Appreciate it, Linda. All right, so now let's talk about the requirements. Requirements of your t-shirt business. And I told you already, there's not too much that you need to be investing in. This is the list of requirements that I would recommend. All right. I'm going to send you a list of heat presses. But behind me, I have 2 presses, 2 types. And when we get over there, I'll show you the reason why I have 2 different ones. But a heat press is what you're going to need to do this business. I'm sorry if you came in here thinking I was going to tell you the best DTF printer to buy, because I don't have any recommendation for you to buy a DTF printer, because I do not believe that it is a good place to spend your money, because the efforts that you have to put in, the maintenance, all of the time, especially as a beginner in your business, you should not be thinking about buying a DTF printer. And there's companies all over right now that can take on that heavy lifting for you and literally show you how you can do this without having any equipment. How many people watching this can tell me in the comments want to do this without having any equipment but still have a profitable business that is going to send me and print me high quality transfers? Because this is the model. I showed you from day one, 2016, the very first thing that I purchased was a piece of transfers. Always been outsourcing my work. Up front, I want to make sure that you understand that we see it all over now. You see influencers, you see all these people, all these companies. I go to these expos, literally just came back from an expo. I go to this expo, all you see now are people being sold on this dream of buying a DTF printer or some other type of printer, and understanding that you are a small business, you have a job, you have children, you're doing this all alone. You don't have no plan on quitting your job, but you want to invest $20,000 into a printer that is now going to turn you into a tech support. It's going to the person that have to print the transfers, the person that has to basically print the t-shirts. You're in charge of all of this stuff when you don't have to be. You understand? So what I would say that you commit on right now is to get a heat press and outsource the rest. The way I look at it, I hire companies to literally print for me. They are employees of mine. I can literally talk to a customer, get the job, get the design, or figure out how I'm going to create the design, send it out. Designs come to me, heat press, I pressed it. 7 seconds later, I'm profitable. And this is why we partner up with TKO. Yes, Chris, TKO is, man, it's the best company out there right now. But again, I want you to figure out where you are going to get your heat press. You can start with an Amazon press, all right? I'm not going to say don't start with an Amazon, but the truth of the matter is that those presses don't last. They don't last. So if that's going to be the only thing that you have to invest in, why not spend a good bit of money on something that is good quality that will last you a long time in your business? The Amazon presses don't really last, all right? So the reason why I would say the Amazon presses don't last, yes, I started with an Amazon press. So if you want to go and start with it, it's good. Go and start with it, right? But here's the issue. When you start to apply transfers, there's something that is called time, temperature, and pressure. If your transfers don't have the proper heat, they're going to, right? People always say, oh, transfers crack. No, no, no. Transfers don't crack. On cure, transfers crack. The transfers that are not applied properly with good pressure, good time, good heat, those transfers fall off. This is why you need to have a heat press that will basically give you insurance of all of that. All right. And I have 2 heat presses behind me. And this is not to sell any heat press because I'm not really even affiliated with them folks. I'm not even going to give you a code, but this is the heat press that I've been using. And next door, there's like 7 heat presses next door. But I didn't want to do the class in the extra shop over there because I don't want you to just be overwhelmed with all this other equipment that you're going to see. All you need is a heat press, and I have it literally sitting on a table. You understand? On a table. So I do have a list of heat presses. The one that's behind me, Transpro Plus. This big one right here. We'll get over closer to it in a little bit. But the Transpro Plus, sometimes, yeah, you will have a heat press on Amazon that will last you a good bit of time, right? But is it actually, how often are you checking the heat consistency of that heat press? You know, you need to make sure the heat is consistent on all 4 corners, the same temperature on all 4 corners. Grab yourself a thermometer, check the temperature on all 4 corners and in the middle. Make sure you have no cold spots, right? And if that works, hey, keep it pushing until you can get another heat press and you start to scale your business. Again, I'm just giving you the recommendation. I'm not saying don't use an Amazon press. You can get it, but I would recommend, if you want something that will last you a longer time business, is to get a heat press that will withstand your business growth. Okay, good. So the 15 by 15 is a good size. I have a 15 by 15 over there, and then I have a 16 by 20. The 15 by 15 allows you to do almost everything. Okay, it's just that when you start to do bigger transfers, you need a 16 by 20. It's 16 by 20, right? So that way you can do everything in one press. You can still use your 15 by 15, but you have to probably do it in multiple presses. There was a time about 2 years, maybe about at this time, maybe about 4 years ago now, sublimation was a hot thing. Everybody was doing these all over shirts, this, that, and the third. That's how I ended up buying the 30 by 40 heat press so I can do it in one shot. I just want to get things done one shot. If I can close my heat press one time, boom, and make that money, that's good. Every time you close your heat press, somebody's got to pay for that. I'm in the business of closing my heat press one time. That's before. So when I have to drag it over one time, press this side and press that side, it actually is not working out the way it's supposed to be. All right. So then the next thing is going to be t-shirts. We're going to jump in to show you exactly where I get t-shirts from. Right. So with the heat press now, I wanted to show you the one that I have behind me is a Transpro Plus. Okay. The Transpro Plus comes from Pro World. Pro World. So that is like a startup one, a beginner startup one that I would recommend today. That is not Pro World. Pro World INC. What that was? Pro World INC. All right. So this is it. The heat press that I have. You come over here, go to press, go to Transpro, or yep, the Transpro label right here is this first one right here. This is the one behind me that we'll be using today. This website is moving fast. This one right here. The reason why I love, it is a good price because other companies will sell the same features but even more, right? So 1100, it's a good price. You can come in smaller and a little less expensive, but I love my Transport Plus. Been using this now for years. It's an automatic open. It's a pull-out drawer. It gives the ability to thread the shirt. Like this crazy the features that this heat press has, right? And you can change the platen at the bottom. You can turn this 16 by 20 into. You can turn this thing into a sleeves. You can do everything on this one heat press here just by changing up the platens. Jim said I just got the 16 by 20 Pro Transpro Plus. Great heat press, right? So this is the heat press I would recommend. Yes, you can get an Amazon press again. I'll say that, but I actually don't have one to show you. My first heat press from Amazon was a power press. It was literally called Power Press. Right now they got the fancy studio and some other stuff there. Again, heat press, guys. This is not to steer you to go with a heat press that I'm getting paid to sell. None of that. No. I just know that this business is ran on a heat press. Understand? This business is ran on a heat press. Are we good? Any questions on heat press you want to put in the comments, and then we'll talk about it in a little bit. All right, so we're okay now to talk about shirts. All right, so the first thing you're gonna need, t-shirts. Heat press, right? That's the equipment. Okay, then you're gonna need some shirts. Where do you get shirts? How many people now, for my people that are already buying shirts, already printing shirts, your shirts, would you mind sharing it with the room? Do I use the same machine for caps? I do not. I have a cap press that is from Stalls. I have a cap press that's from Stalls. All right, so let's jump over to Stalls there, right? Because I do have a Stalls machine behind me that we're gonna talk about too. So before we go to shirts, let's talk about Stalls. STAH Stall. Not Transfer Express. Stalls.com. There it is. All right. Okay. I see someone say Jiffy, SNS. SNS is a great spot. I've used those people for years. We'll talk about SNS and Alpha Broder is the place that I go now. All right. So here we go. This is Stalls. This heat press right here, equipment. I have this heat press right here. You've probably seen it in some of my videos right next door. This one right here has the same feature as that one I just showed you from Pro World, but more than twice the price. I love Stalls. Trust me, I love them. Great company, but their stuff, great equipment too. But man, if you're just trying to start up as a side hustle, I don't know if that's where I would have gone the first time I got into the business. Okay? I could come up with a good $1,000 for a good heat press, but I don't know if I'm able to come up with a good 29, 20. Okay? So that's Stalls. Now we're talking about a cap press. The cap press that I use, let's scroll down here, is this one right here. The 360 cap press. Right? So this 360 is the one that I use to do caps. I use this for caps, neck labels, and sleeves. Neck labels and sleeves. Okay? And again, I have all of these on a spreadsheet that I will share with you when I do send out the recording. All right. So this heat press right here, man, when I bought this press, it was not this much. It was not. So this heat press right now, cap press is costing $250 for a cap press. It's a great press. I'm not gonna hold you, but you decide where you want to spend that money. You can get a cap press for less than that from Pro World too. Are we good? Are we good? Are you guys finding value in this? Are you finding value in this so far? Just let me know if you're finding value in this. For people that are not commenting, thank you so much, Tiffany. I appreciate that, Max. Yes, that's all. That's my commitment, is just to show you this so that you're able to rewatch and apply this as soon as possible. I would recommend that, man, you get the money together and already start planning on your heat press. When you get that heat press and you tell me, hey, Erastus, I got the heat press, I'm guaranteeing you that moments from that will figure out how you can start making money fast. Your first $500 will come weeks after that, but it will take you to do some work. Following the 3 C's: confidence, commitment. All right. So let's go into the shirts now. Right. So for shirts, I'll go to Alpha Broder, alphabroder.com. This is the site right here. If you're looking for shirts and you're starting right at home, Alpha Broder is the best place for you to go. Right? Alpha Broder is a distribution center. Imagine walking into Walmart and every brand is there, or Whole Foods, Target, wherever you shop, and all the brands that you're looking for is in this house. This is what Alpha Broder is for us in the t-shirt world. So alphabroder.com. And the best part about Alpha Broder today, that was not like that when I started, is that they do not recommend you to have they do not require you to have a reseller's permit. When I started in 2016, we had to get a reseller's permit, a wholesale license. That changed. It is even simpler and easier for you to buy one shirt off of this website without having to have a license to say anything. You do not need an EIN number to purchase from here. Again, in 2016, before that, we needed all of that. I'm not saying don't do all of this, right? This is not the class for us to talk about all of those legal things, but you don't need it to buy one shirt. If customer come to you today, say, I need one shirt for the Eagles game, you can literally go on here and buy a shirt. But what type of do I use? Do I recommend? So how you work this site, you come over here, you can see it says welcome Erastus because I'm always signed in, right? You go here. If I was logged out, it would say register. It would say log in. You want to register, create your account. So once you're in, you come over to the tabs that said brands. These are all of the brands that are here. The American Apparel, starting from the A section. American Apparel is a good brand. Good quality streetwear shirts come from there. So literally, this company ships out same day. Like you would get it next day. We're gonna dive into see how you can actually place the order, and you will see if you place the order before 5 o'clock, by 5 o'clock, the order literally is at your door the next day. At least for me, and it will be the same thing for you. All right. So this is why I recommend that you don't stock shirts in your house because you can literally get shirts to your door. Alpha Broda makes it easy. Okay? A lot of other companies do that. SNS is the same way. But Alpha Broda and SNS now is one company. They have merged. Good quality shirts. Yes. So good quality shirts, there's different brands, right? So let me talk about some brands right here. American Apparel is a good brand. I use American Apparel for a little heavier stuff, right? Like the streetwear type style. When I'm working with brands and they need something a little heavier, whenever the way I look at buying shirts is this. Whenever my customer come to me and they tell me, hey, I'm doing some shirts for a birthday party, I call those one-offs, right? They're only going to wear that for that event. Or a family reunion shirt, those are one-offs. A birthday shirt, those are one-offs. Those people are going to wear it one time and then it's going to turn into nightgowns, right? So those one-off shirts now, they don't need to be like top of the line quality. Don't overthink it. You can literally do one-offs with some gilt-ins. We'll talk about gilt-ins. I actually have some box of gilt-ins here that we're going to press up. You can literally do one-off shirts on those gilt-ins. But then whenever I get customers that come to me and talk about brands, right? Oh, I'm going to sell this. I'm starting a clothing brand. I'm not going to give them gilt-ins, right? So this is why you got to figure out what is it that your customer want. Get in that conversation, converse with them, figure out what is it that it is. What are you going to do with these shirts? Don't just be quick to just take the money. Get in their business a little bit. Oh, okay. So you're starting a clothing brand. Nice. What's the brand name? Okay, yeah. All right. So that's the audience. All right, no problem. So you know exactly how to sell them the shirts. So American Apparel is one. Bella Canvas is another one. Bella Canvas is, and when you go and buy shirts off of Etsy from somebody, you're getting a Bella Canvas. Bella Canvas is one of the top brands with a retail feel. Nice soft shirts, right? It's one of the top brands in the Americas right now. Okay? Bella Canvas is a good one. And then you come over here, Comfort Colors. Comfort Colors is another. Some shirts from Etsy too. Etsy sellers do sell Comfort Colors. Bella Canvas is soft. Very, very soft. All right, so then you come over here, you got your gilt-in. Gilt-in again is gonna be your one-off shirts. Your shirt that this person is gonna wear one time and throw it in the bottom of the dirty clothes and never go back to it. One-offs. Okay? Your custom shirts, working for companies and all of that, gilt-in. Get familiar with gilt-in, to be honest. If you're in the custom t-shirt business, gilt-in. Especially if you're gonna do bulk, gilt-in. All right? And then there's another one here that says next level. Next level will be over here. They are comparable to the Bella Canvas, to be honest. But next level has a nice tight fit. Like they're literally exact to fit, right? The ladies usually love next level shirts because they have the same stitch. It literally grabs you right on the waist when you throw them on. They're exact. So usually when I do get my customers order next level shirts, I recommend that they go one size up because they're cut exact. Some of them are small. So if you need a small, you get a medium. If you need a large, you get an extra large. I've had customers get really mad because oh no, I wear a small. When they get to them, it's actually extra small, right? So that's what you need to know about next level. Yeah. Mel is saying, yes, my female customers love them. Female customers love those. They love the next level. So then the next thing here is going to be shaka wear. Shaka wear is what you would do for real like streetwear brands, right? If you got a streetwear brand, shaka wear is the place to be. They're up there in price, right? So if you're working with a brand, it's a high-end brand, shaka wear is where you want to be. All right, but I'm going to spend some time with Gildan now and show you exactly how you will place your order on Alpha Broder. If you're doing custom shirts, I would say start with Gildan for now, right? One-off shirts for anniversaries, birthdays, weddings, baby showers, family reunion, any type of event that those people are only going to show up at this family reunion one time. They probably don't like the family anyway, so they're not going to be walking around rocking these shirts. They're going to turn into nightgowns. Gildan is where we're going to go. All right, so we jump over to Gildan. So when you come over here to Gildan, this is it. There's a bunch of different styles here, right? You can see the Gildan. That's the one I use a lot of times for custom shirts. That will be the first one right here, Gildan 500. Then there's another one here, the Gildan Soft Style. Don't sleep on it. It is literally soft. Good shirts. Gildan Soft Style, right? And then for hoodies, I get hoodies right here again, $9.40, still at Gildan. And then sweater. So this top line right here is where I usually shop for my custom shirts. Right on this top line when it comes to Gildan products. Does that make sense? Just want to make sure this is valuable. If this is valuable, just let me know in the comment. All right, so then you get to the kids shirt right here. Here's the thing with Gildan, right? So this is youth right here. Whatever the model number you're using, like the adult shirts up top is the G500. So for youth now, you just put G500B. Once you put a B at the end, that is literally the youth size, right? So that's how that works. And then there's other stuff, the model number, and it will be kids shirts. All right, so let's go ahead and order. You can see for me right now, I get a Gildan shirt for $2.24. And we're going to talk about pricing later. So $2.24. I'm going to write this price down. $2.24, right? Write that down. Take notes. This is how we're going to start building how we would price our shirts. All right, so here we go. $2.24. I'm going to click in here. Now, once you're in here, look at all the colors that you have access to. It's crazy, right? You have access to hundreds of colors, you know? So you can give your customers any type of color they want. But we're going to keep it very plain right now. Let's just say we're going for some black shirts, regular black. They sell really well, right? So I'm going to choose black. Select your color first. And as I scroll down, now this is where you put in the information. And one thing I want you to notice here, my first listing, I'm going to put all of my stuff in Harrisburg section. Wherever you're logging in from, warehouse to you would be the first option you get. All of my shirts come from Harrisburg, so that's the first option here, right? Sometimes if I don't have a size here, then I have to get it from the next spot and then Georgia, but then you have to pay shipping there, right? Over here, if I order $200, I pay no shipping, right? So we'll talk about how you can actually get customers to spend that much because you have a minimum order. You understand? So over here, boom, let's say I got a order for 100 shirts. All right, that's my sweet number there. 50 to 100 is usually where I'm at. All right, so I'm going to put 25 smalls, 25 mediums, 25 that. And then they say, you know what? Oh, we actually have some 2X people in our group. So can you split? And then I'm going to do 15 extra large. And then we'll do 10 2X. Here's the thing about the 2Xs, right? When I price my customers, if I tell them their shirts is going to be $20 a shirt, that's automatically between the size small and XL, right? So off the jump, when you price your shirt, let them know, oh yeah, so it's going to be 20 bucks. And that's front only. And that's just between the sizes of small and extra large. If anybody needs 2X and above, it's going to cost you guys a little bit much more, $4. Because here, look, When I'm paying for these shirts now at XL, it jumped from $297 to $493. Don't miss that part, right? So instead of you just giving them one price, you're losing money, you're leaving money. You're not even leaving it, you're losing it, right? So this is what's important for you to know what it is that is costing you to create one shirt, and this is how you will price your customers. Make sense? So if they want 2X, I tell them, hey, there's going to be $4 extra for that. And here's the thing about shirts I do, right? I do not charge my customers extra on shirts. I'm not in the business of selling blank shirts. All right? So that's, you can figure out if you want to add more on that. But me, most of the time, I open up this site and I order shirts with customers right in front of me. Because if the shirt costs $3, they're going to pay me $3. I'm go ahead and up price the size, or because I figure, oh, I got a special license, I can get this for a cheaper, so I'm going to overcharge them. I'm not in that business, right? So most screen printers, they would do that to you, right? So that's, I dropped a video the other day that says never let the screen printers print the shirts, order the shirts for you, because then they're going to overprice you. They're going to overcharge you because they're getting it for $3. They're going to charge you like $7 for the blank shirt, and then their workmanship. I don't do that. That's not how I operate. I don't sell blank shirts. I sell custom. So they pay for the blank shirt, and then they pay me for applying the transfers on the shirt. Does that make sense? So I want to keep my customer long term. So why would I be digging in their pockets so much? And I know I want to run an honest business. If I'm paying $3 for it, I'm charging you $3. You pay me literally to apply the transfers. That's what they pay me to do. So it makes sense because you want to keep in this business long term. Start to love your customers from the very beginning of the business here, because some of these people have already been hurt and overcharged somewhere else. No need for us to overcharge. All right, just my experience in this. All right, so boom, now you get that, you add it to the cart. And again, like I told you, anything over $200, I get free shipping, right? So when I go and check my cart here, if this costs me $200, I save $61 in shipping because it cost me $200 to grab 100 of those shirts. But again, I'm gonna make those shirts now. I'm probably selling them for, if it's 100 shirts, I'm probably selling them for like $15. So the $200 is not that much, right? And then you're gonna grab some transfers that are like 15 cents. Like, you understand how easy this can be, how profitable this can be if you follow this model. Any questions on shirts? Any questions on shirts? So that's how I will order my shirts, right? And you'll do the same process. If they want a little higher, so I usually tell them, hey, based on what they're going to need the shirts for, then I can figure out, okay, this is the type of shirts that I would recommend, right? It takes, you might need to order one or two from the other brands just to feel them and touch them so you know what it is, right? But I'm telling you now, if you're doing custom shirts, Gildan is a good place to be, right? If you're going to be working with brands and they're going to be selling these shirts for like $30-$40, you're going to, like, you're working apparel spot, Bella Canvas, Next Level for the ladies, and then the Shaka wear for brands. It makes sense. Yes, Linda, thank you. All right, so now let's jump back to our slides, see where we're at. My coffee got cold. We're at our 1 hour mark. You guys are good, right? You're good. And then there's some other stuff here. The next thing we'll talk about is transfers. Transfers. Outsourced transfers. And I literally put it there as outsourced transfers because I don't print transfers. I've been in the business of selling transfers. Trust me. Y'all can see the slide? Yes. All right. So I've been in the business of selling, to be honest. Right? I told you we had a DTF printer. That was the worst part of my business. Never will I do it again. Because at this time now, the machines was so bad, even to the point where they were supposed to come and do the tech support or the setup. They did the setup on Zoom. Like, man, it was a bad experience. And that company now, there's so much bad raps with them on the internet. Then I try to sell transfers. to customers, and it ended up being so bad. I had to refund people money because the machine sucked. It was not consistent. I said, you know what? I give up, right? There's a company that their full business is to print transfers. That's what they do. So why would I want to be the one troubleshooting and making sure there's the blue is not gray and there's no lines in my print? Oh my goodness, there's a hair strike. Oh no, my machine ran out of ink. I don't have time for that. I want the fast money. Told you now, we're going to be doing the fast money, the profitable 7-second t-shirt model here. So we outsource our print. The reason why I outsource my print is for all those things that I just told you, right? I don't want the overwhelming feeling. I don't want the maintenance feeling. And then there's some scares that, oh, the machine is toxic and all of that. I'm good. I don't want that because I did experience the DTF powder flying everywhere. You go home, it's all in your nostrils. I still feel like for some point, that's why like I feel a little bit stuffed up all the time because from DTF and all of that, right? But I'd rather not do that. Right, so I outsource all of my printing to TKO Sales. TKO Sales does all of my transfers and will be going through that website. And then there's some accessories here you will be needing. Teflon sheet is a must. Linen roller is a must, and all of that stuff there. Now, building your t-shirt business. Step one is finding your niche, right? Finding your niche. This is where now most people would say, oh, I sell to everybody. At the beginning, no problem. I sold to everyone that needed a shirt. I told you I was selling everybody. Yes. Oh, you need a shirt? Oh, what is it? Oh, you need a basket? Yeah, I got you. Right? But it comes to a point now, the niching part of this for me is more towards like the product. Niche down on what product that you're going to offer. Don't be in the business. Y'all can't see the slide? I just seen that you can't see the slide. Okay, you can see it now. All right, thank you. So the what was I saying? Niche, right? The part that I say niche down is really to get clear on the product that you're going to sell. I'm not saying don't sell shirts to everybody, anybody, because at the beginning of your business, this is what you're going to have to do. But what I'm saying to you is that be particular on the product that you're going to sell. Don't be in the business of saying that you want to sell shirts. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do. You're an adult. But what I struggle with is knowing that I only want to sell shirts, but then I got mugs, I got tumblers, I'm doing buttons, I'm doing socks, I'm doing all this other stuff that takes me now from needing transfers to needing a printer. Make sense? So when you stick to just doing t-shirts or apparel, you can do this with transfers. But when you get into the name, oh, I want to be doing cups too, I want to do tumblers and all this stuff, this is what led me to buying printers that I didn't need. Sublimation printer, sublimation ink. It got so I actually dropped my own line of sublimation ink. Printer, paper. I'm sorry, I dropped my own line of sublimation printer, paper. My own line of sublimation paper in during the midst of COVID because sublimation was such a thing. It was so hot. And we decided, you know what, I'm going to manufacture some paper. And we did the GC sub. Great paper. But again, I had to buy printers and all of this. It leaves you overwhelmed because every printer has a maintenance downfall. Every print method has a downfall. Sublimation, you have to get the right paper. You have to have the right ink. You have to have the right printer. And then you have to know how to get those colors vibrant and popping so customers can be wow and the colors can be bright. All that stuff takes time. It's overwhelming sometimes. So I just want to make money fast. I'm sorry. I want to win faster than everybody else. I don't want to be the person in the business of figuring out my printer because I've been in this game since 2016. I've touched every print method that is there. And I can sit here today and tell you, don't be that person. We only do apparel. If you don't want to do, you want to do sublimation, that's cool. Focus on just that. Understand? That's my thing for that. Right? And then niching it down again, it will be figuring out like who is it that you're going to serve this stuff to. right? For me, I'm in the faith-based niche. So most of my customers that I talk to are in that area. I've made buckle money with churches. Imagine if you're the person that provide custom shirts to all of the churches in your area. I was in that area. I told you my transition. Christ found me. I was in the church. So once I got in the church, I know church people, they do shirts for revivals. They do church for anniversary. They do shirts for every single thing. So I decided, I say, you know what? These are my folks. And once you know the one pastor, this pastor knows another pastor that's connected to the other pastor and the other church. And I started praying for all of the churches in my neighborhood. Jimmy saying, isn't it your own? I don't think it's cheaper to print my own. I don't, because the printer costs money, thousands of dollars, right? And then the time you're taking to learn the printer and perfect the print, all of that goes into it. I could be out there knocking on doors and getting more sales, and then just go ahead, order the transfer somewhere. It comes to me 2 days and I press it. That's the model for me. That's the model that I've taught thousands of students and is working. You understand? Because I've been there and of having the equipment. And I'm able to sit here and say, "Ooh, I would rather go this way. Much easier, most profitable, and less time consuming." Okay? The maintenance itself is expensive. Vicky is right. The maintenance itself is expensive. A print head, when the print head broke in the DTF printer, it cost us $1,700 for one part. And it took 3 weeks. In that, if you were a printer, you have one DTF printer, and you're so sold on printing it yourself, you're waiting 3 weeks. You know how much jobs could come in that 3 weeks and your machine is just on stagnant? I refuse. Right? So figure out who you're going to sell this to. But here's my thing. The biggest leverage you're going to have in your business, we'll talk about it in the marketing section, is not going to be on social media. Profitable t-shirt business owners go outside of their house and they talk to people and tell them that they can provide custom shirts. Again, we'll get diving into that in the marketing, but I was just hanging out with a guy at the expo. He's one of TKO's customers, Dan Davis. Dan has made $700,000 from a corner in his house in a year. Dan don't have no social media. Dan does not even know how to use the internet properly. He goes to the warehouse to order his stuff. But Dan almost made $1 million not selling shirts on social media. Again, I'm not saying don't have an online presence, but don't be thinking that, oh, it's social media that's I'm going to get all of my sales at. Very, very, very hard. Even for my folks that say, oh, I sell shirts on Etsy. There's more opportunities when you go out there and literally knock on doors. I'm not saying go and knock on people's door at the neighborhoods. Knocking on doors, when we were doing this, literally you go outside. I used to come out the house, come out my shop and say left or right, which direction I'm going right now. Oh, I'm going right. And every plaza that I come up to, every construction person building that I come up to, I'm going up there and I'm talking about shirts. That's what I mean when I said knock on doors. Don't be going to nobody's neighborhood and be knocking on doors. I sell shirts, especially my skin color at a certain time of the night. It ain't gonna work. It's like, no. All right. So now let's talk about the designing aspect. Let me show you some stuff about designing. Okay. Let me show you some stuff about designs. And I told you, once you figure out what you're gonna sell, who you're gonna sell to, the next part is gonna be designing for them or handling the designs that they give you. 2 steps, right? Said I'll show you a design at one of my yesterday because he couldn't figure out. He had a customer that sent him a shirt, and he's like, "Oh, the customers don't have the artwork. They used to print it with somebody else. The person refused to get him the artwork, so he sent me this T-shirt." He said, "Oh, bro, can you able to make this come alive?" And we're able to make it come alive from the picture that he sent me. And I'm going to do this using Kittl. All right. How many people have heard of Kittl? I've talked about it. I've dropped a few videos about it. Kittl. To show you the easy process today. All right. Tiffany have not. So for the sake of Tiffany, we're going to give you this full walkthrough. All right. Malaika. I like that name. That's one of my sister's name. Malaika. Malaika is a voice. Can you sing, Malaika? because my sister Malika can sing. All right, so Kittl. So Kittl is where you will go to design your own design or change designs. But here's the thing about Kittl. We're going to go to Kittl right now. Kittl is a design platform that is built by designers, printers like me. You say, yes, I can sing. Let me find out you are my sister. Is your last name Major? It's like, no. So let's go to Kittl. Kittl.com. Kittl.com. All right. So if you're serious about t-shirts and you have no design skills, you need to figure out how you can take something that already is built and turn it into something profitable, Kittl.com is the place that you want to be. So I'm going to take you over to Kittl right now. You should be able to see this. So Kittl, what Kittl is a design platform that is loaded with templates. My very first design I ever did, the transfer that I showed you, was built off of templates. And this was ordered from Transfer Express. So my last name is Christian. Okay. So I built my design off of Transfer Express Easy Designer. This was the platform, right? Where you can just go in there. There's designs that's already there. You can change them to be personalized for you or for your customers. And every design that is on here, as long as you have the pay platform, the pay subscription, you are able to use this design, download this design, print this design. And if you're in here, you recreate anything, you're actually able to sell those designs. That's a whole nother business we're going to talk about when you get into the skilling part. Some of you guys some of y'all have ordered my design bundle. I literally sat in here and designed most of those right off of Kittl. Because you have the subscription, you can recreate. You can't download the same design and resell it. You have to change it, make it yours, do things to it, and then be able to print it, resell it. That's a whole different business model there. Canva, I know I have Canva on the list. That's just because people use it, but I've never created anything in Canva to sell. I use Canva mainly just to like create social media posts, but that was before Kittl, because now you can do all of this on Kittl. So let's dive into Kittl. So Kittl, they actually just changed the platform a little bit. Kittl is, I think right now they're $15 a month, $15 a month. It's a game changer to see some of the things that you can do here for just $15. Again, when I started, we had to use Photoshop. Photoshop, the subscription. For me, I paid $60 for a Photoshop subscription for like 8 years. I learned it, did so well with it. I used to teach other people. Some of the people now that you are even watching on the internet, I taught them Photoshop, right? But once I discovered Kittl, I decided, you know what? This is much better. One time, like monthly payment of $15. I don't have to download anything to my computer. That was the biggest issue with Photoshop. It just keeps your computer going. You hear that, I'm like, oh, I hate this sound. My computer keeps crashing. So everything on Kittl is on the web. So on the left side here, like I said, it just changed it. But over here, you'll see they got templates. Once you click on templates, all of these templates here are editable. You can change any one of these to anything that you want. So we'll go over here. Let's say, give me some niche, right? Give me an idea. Who are you going to sell shirts to? Let's just say it's football season, right? Super Bowl's coming up. I'm going to put football into the search tab up here. So I'm going to search football. All right. Sports, good. So drop some of those ideas down. So sports. So I type in football here. Now look at all of the different designs that I have access to for football. Thousands. And I mean thousands. It's endless. This thing will never stop loading. Okay? It will never stop loading. So I'm going to take a simple design like this one right here. I like one single color designs because that's where the money is. Single color designs mean that I can get 15 cents transfers from TKO and sell them, right? So here we go. I'm going to click on this design right here, the third one with the football. I'm going to right click on it and then open up in a new tab because I don't want to mess with what we got going on here. So I'm going to open up a new tab. I'd like you to pay attention to, on the top right corner is the creator's name, okay? Whenever I get to this here, I like to click on their name to see what else they have created. But once I do that, it's going to take me off of this page right here. But let's see. I'm going to right click and see if I can open their name into another tab. Boom. So I open up his name into another tab. Now this is all their creation. Everything they have created is here. So you can come in here, any one of these. If you like their style, you take one of the designs and change it. So I'm going to go with, let's just go with this one right here that says pray. So I'm going to click on it. Once I click on it, top left corner, it says use this design. I'm going to use this design. Yes, Chris says, wow, this is game changing. I'm telling y'all, like Kittl, it's a game changer. I don't do anything else anywhere. Even the slideshow that I'm doing, these slides that I'm showing you is right in Kittl. Everything is done there in Kittl, one platform. All right, so boom, here's my design. It says, when you pray, peace follow. I'm going to say, right? That's not what I want to say. I'm going to figure out what I want to say here. I'm going to come over here. Let's go to ChatGPT, right? You're going to get a little extra now. So I'm going to come into ChatGPT. I'm going to sell it to give me 5 t-shirt slogan for, let's say, Gen Zs, right? So Kittl now, ChatGPT is going to give me 5 t-shirt sayings for Gen Zs. Or I'm going to say, make it about prayer. You don't have to overthink it anymore. Get to use AI. In the next 5 years, if you're not using AI, somebody is going to steal your customers. All right, so I get a list here. It says, prayer is my Wi-Fi connection. Holy Ghost, and pray more, worry less. Jesus is my therapist. Keep praying. There's power in prayer. So we're going to take this one. Let's just say, boom, keep praying. I'm going to copy that first part. We'll come back over to Kittl here. And now this is editable. Once I double click into the words, I can paste my keep praying. Boom. Now I'm making this mine. They say, I don't care, bro, right? So, boom, that's that. And then, what was the other part here? Keep praying. We mix it with something else. I'm gonna put this one here, and you just change it to whatever, man. So right now, we're just power. You guys get. I mean, I want to make sure. Keep praying without season. And then over here, we're gonna say, just make something up, right? Keep praying daily without season. Maker right here. All right, so boom. Let's say even I don't like this hand right here, right? I don't like this hand. I can change this. So one thing about Kittl here, they have a feature that is called Copilot. So I'm gonna right click on it. When I come to Copilot, to launch Copilot, Copilot is gonna open up anything that's related to that design, right? Maybe we want a different praying hand. So we can put praying hand. Screen is so small I can't even see. Right? So boom, it gives you a different praying hand here. Or we can change it to just doves. Whatever you want to change this to. So I'm going to click on where it says replace. Boom. And automatically it replaces this stuff. This is just an example. That wouldn't make sense for me. But you get the example of what the idea of what you can do here, right? So boom. All right, we don't like the color. On the far right side now is where you edit this design, okay? If there's anything that you're going to get out of this class, it's probably this right here. Kittl is a game changer. So on the far right side, you can change anything of this design. You can change the font. I don't want to change the font because these are professionals here. They know exactly what font goes with what. But maybe I want to change the color. I can change the color over here to whatever I want it to be. You know, we can make it happen. And there's another feature here that has color palettes all the way to the bottom left here. You can say select colors, bottom right. You can launch the color palette. Now, Kittl has different color palettes that they have tested and said that so you can go in here, choose the color palette that you want that works with your style and your design, and you can use that. Does this make sense? Wow, yes, right? So that's just one thing. Okay, so boom, this is what you want to do. So now let's assume this design is good. You can mock it up right in here, one platform. On the right side, it's a tool that says mock up. Boom. I'm telling you, if there's one thing that's going to give you your money's worth of this class is this Kittl example. So now you can mock it up right here, make it bigger. It can show up right there on the shirt. Show up right on the shirt, right? You can change this shirt color up on the top right corner again. Boom, right? Black. You don't want on the shirt, far left side. You got different things you can put this on. You know, maybe you want on the actual model. You know, you can put on the model, but you can put it on pillows. You can put it on anything. Kittl actually goes ahead and this stuff. Now you mock it up, and you can hit the download button on the far right corner, and you do it. Right? Sometimes you see I do these like carousels on Instagram. You'll see sometimes there are just this image right here with the picture. right? You can do your social media stuff right off of this platform. So you can start being a little more consistent. So this is a light bulb for me. I love it. I love it. This is a light bulb for me because it was one for me too. I'm about to wow y'all even more. What if I told you now, boom, you did this, this is good. You can download. It's important that you know this, right? When you're going to order transfers, you need to know the different type of file type, right? You have PNGs. Most companies are going to ask you for a PNG with a transparent background, meaning that it is a clear background. There's no white. The way this image look right now on this screen is not, it's not a PNG. This is a JPEG because it has a solid background. No printer is going to be satisfied in printing this for you because then your shirt is going to have that big box. Come up here, click on the top name there, and I can show you what transparent is. Now, because you see this checkerboard effect, it's actually called pixels. Because you see these pixels right here, this is a transparent background image. Mel said this is exactly what I needed to know. This is exactly why I'm grateful that I was able to show you this. Right? So boom, there it is. Now it's a transparent background. It's good. We're going to export. Top right corner says export. Now, this is where you export. You will set the pixels. We can change it from pixels to inches. All right, we're going to say we want our design to be 12 by 12. So I'm putting 12 inches here, right? And then it will proportionally change the other side. And then over here into the drop down, these are the different file type. You see PNG, you see JPEG. Never download JPEG unless you're going to post it on like social media for digital reasons, right? Nobody wants to print a JPEG. You don't even want to press on a JPEG. So you got PNG, JPEG forbidden, unless you're doing like posters or something like that, right? Then you can do a JPEG. But if you're going to print this on a apparel, it needs to be a PNG or a PDF, a vector PDF, right? So a PDF, when the printer opens a PDF, it's going to be a vector form. I'll show you how to see the pixels again. So on this image right here, top of this artboard, we call it the artboard or the canvas. There's a name. When you click on the name, this menu opens up on the far right, and then right there, there's color. In the section where it says color on the layer, you can turn that off. So I turn it back on. Once you hit the minus, it goes off. But you don't even have to do this, right? Unless you want to see it. But when you download it, there's a button right here that will automatically do it for you. All right, you can see right here it says remove background. Even if that image had a background, of which I'm going to leave on, I'm going to turn the background back on and show you this. So I'm going to add a background on there. All right. There's also a texture in here. You can see the texture there. I actually don't like texture. So you can see the section right here that says texture. I'm going to, you can max it on. It's already maxed in there. You can see if I unmax it, it's not there anymore. But now, if I don't want this texture, I just release texture and delete it, right? So I can delete that texture from my design. I actually don't like texture on my design too much because sometimes the DTF printers don't really show it well. Okay, so boom. Now when we go into downloading this, there's a button right here that says remove background. I like to click this right here. Remove background and optimize my design. This is how I would download. And then one part that's super important, do not miss this. Every time you're going to print something, there is something that's called DPI, dots per inch. Every printer is going to recommend that you print your file at 300 DPI. This is set at 72 right now. 72 is for digital purpose. If it's not going to leave the screen, it will stay on the screen. It can be 72. But because we're going to print, we're going to change this DPI right here to 300. 300 DPI is the minimum. I put like 3,000 just now. Come on, work with me. 300 DPI. Boom. So now this is what it should look like when you're downloading your image, right? It's set in inches. You set your inches there. Remove the background, optimize your design, and now we can export. So if we did this right, it's going to download into my computer. And here is the image. Right here is the image we downloaded. It had a background, but we clicked the background remover. So now you can see this is a clear, transparent image. Makes sense? Helpful? You got to drop some fire emoji in the chat. If this is fire, drop a fire. All right, so that's that. That's one part of Kittl. And every template can do the same thing. You can use this template. You can totally change it. You can create different stuff. You know, if your niche is, if you're doing something for a coffee shop, you can do that. Like this football design would be the same thing. Anything in here you can change up. Single color image, one color image, anything is changeable, editable for you. All right, so this one says football. I'm just gonna edit this real quick. Maybe we'll say, right, I'm working for the high school. This is the team that they give me. And we'll say, instead of sports club, we'll say soccer. Boom. Yep. And now this design is good, except their team color is not orange. Their team color is actually, so I'm gonna click on the top part up here with the name again so I can get my setting menu over here. And now my color section is right here. I don't want the orange. Maybe we want the blue because my team over here is blue. So now we can change everything here to blue. You know what? The background is cool on this cream, but maybe my people like to actually see their stuff on like white. So I'm gonna change my background to white, right? Just like that. Boom. This design is good. It's editable. It's changed in seconds. 7 seconds later, you got this design you can download. So we're gonna download this one, right? And now I'm gonna change this to 300, and I'll show you how we're gonna set this up now to get the 15 cents transfers real soon. All right, PNG again. I'm gonna change this again over here in inches. It's set by 4x4, so I'm gonna do 12x12 right now. And there it is. We're going to export this design. 300 DPI, remove the background, and now we got our design that has been downloaded onto my computer. But I'm gonna show you one step further. In my slides, there was an image there that was totally created with, let's close some of these tabs now. Still good on time. Yeah, we should be right. Where's the slides? Okay, so let's talk about AI a little bit. So this slide right here, this morning I created this image right here in Kittl, right? I didn't have a picture of me coming from Liberia. So I told Kittl, you know what? I need an image of a boy, African-American boy holding a suitcase, boarding a plane. And I did that right out of Kittl. So on the far left side, bottom, from the bottom, go up 2. That's the Kittl AI, right? So inside of Kittl AI now, this is all the things you can do. You can create images. You can create image set, right? Image set. If I want to create a set of images that look exactly like this boy, I can do that, right? You can redesign images. You can do all types of stuff. So I came over here, create image, and I type in a prompt. So I'm going to do another one here. We're going to say a African American girl loading a plane. And that's all. That's all I'm going to put, right? So you type in the image, and then you come in here and you choose a style. I have some styles saved up in here. So I'm going to choose one of my styles. So you can literally save the different styles. If you see an image that you like, you can save it as a style. So I have a style right here of a vector. So I'm going to choose that style, and then I'm going to hit create. So now Kittl's AI is going to create a image for us. Simple as that. Boom. There she go. Right? It's my African American girl. If I don't like this one here, I can just create another one. Tell it to generate again, and it will create another one. Right? And then that image right there, we're going to stick it one step further. That image has a background, so we're going to remove the background, right? So I'm going to actually work on this one while that one creates. So once you click on the image, the AI image, on the far right side, you got 3 tools. All right, we're not going to deal with her. I'm going to just work off of this one. You see how you can create it. But I'm going to show you now. If a customer is sending an image that has a background and you need a vectorizer, you can do everything right here in Kittl. You can see the tools. Some of y'all probably already on Kittl.com as you're watching this. How many people are already on Kittl following with me? This would be a good 15 bucks spent. All right, so here we go. Actually, it would be better if you can, I think I can send you a discount code. Before you subscribe to it, I think I have a discount code. I believe it's Erastus IG. ERASTUS. Let me put it in here. When you go to my IG, I think they give you 25 off or something. Yes. All right, hold on. Let me find it real quick. Let me find it for y'all. So you can save up something. So I'm going to go to my mini chat. Because when you go to my Instagram and you comment Kittl, it sends you a link. Let's go here. Let me find this code for y'all. Kittl. So mini chat is what we use
You know, when you're watching video and say, comment this, comment that. This is what we use right here, mini chat. So I'm gonna send y'all this. Boom. And just copy all of this, drop it in this, and then I'll send the link. This is the code. Come on, mouse. Work with me. Mouse. Let's go right there. Boom. All right, so that's the code. And let me send you the actual link, because this link, I think with the link, you don't even need the code. And this is the link. Boom. All right, so the link to the Kittl and everything is in the chat now. Let's jump back to our slide. We're almost done here. Let's push it, because I do want to press a couple things, show you. All right, so what I was going to do now is to get this image ready for print, right? We have a background on it. We don't need the background. So the first thing I'm going to do up here in the tool section on the far right is a button there that says remove background. So I'm going to hit that remove background. It says not seeing the link. You can see it didn't come in as a link. But if you copy right underneath the message I just sent in the chat, if you right click on that and open in another tab, it should take you to the code. So here it is. It actually removed the plane, and that's cool because we just really wanted a boy, right? If you want to do it again, you could. And then if you wanted to vector this, we can. We can come right here to vectorize. There's a few colors in this image, so I can take it all the way up and vector it, right? So now instead of it being a raster image, it'll be a vector image. So you can scale it up. The big difference between vector and raster, you're able to scale a vector as big as you want and it doesn't lose any quality. But a raster image will lose quality as you scale it up. So now this image is vector. So that means if I wanted to come in here and change his shirt color, every color now is separated. If I wanted to change this shirt color to something different, I can do that because it's a vector artwork. Makes sense? I think I like my boy how he was to stay in my slide. All right, let's see where we're going next. We got our design. We created our design now. Let's get our design set up for transfers. Okay, then that's where we're at. We did the design process right here. Understanding different types of transfers is where we're at in the slide. Understanding transfers. Okay, so there's different types of transfers that you need to know about, especially if you're using transfers from TKO, which I recommend, right? And it's tkosales.com. So there is going to be DTF transfers, screen printed transfers, right? Vinyl transfer is not part of anything that TKO is going to offer. Vinyl transfer is on here because I recommend that everybody, even though we got these transfers, we can outsource now. But if you can get a vinyl cutter and start like customizing some things, it's the foundation of the t-shirt business, right? If vinyl cutter allows you to be able to put a name on the back of a shirt that you just add transfers to. So that's where you would give the vinyl transfers from. It takes you cutting the vinyl, weeding the vinyl, and then pressing the vinyl, right? But at TKO now, you need to know like the DTF transfers. You've heard of DTF before. If you have not, is literally called direct to film. Anything can be printed DTF style, especially if it doesn't have a gradient or some fades in there. Printers are not advanced to capture the fades on the gradients yet. But when do you need to order DTF? DTF is good for smaller runs, right? So when you get those customers that just need 12 shirts, DTF is the way to go, right? If you got a customer that say, oh, I just want this one shirt, or you yourself, you just need one shirt, you got this color, DTF is the way to go. But I will only do DTF if it has full colors. Single color DTF, especially with white, doesn't make sense because that white ink is just going to get wasted when you can actually move to screen printed transfers if you need anything that's single color. Make sense? All right. So then you get screen printed transfers. Screen printed transfers, just like it is, like it sound. If you're familiar with screen print, a screen printer prints all of those things on an actual garment. What a screen print transfer is the same exact process, but instead of it being printed onto the garment, it gets printed onto a carrier sheet. It gets printed onto a carrier sheet like this, and that carrier sheet now is literally ink. This is plastisol ink, and then it has some preservative, right, to make it stay on that paper, and then it goes into the cure or the oven and it cures it and all of that, and then it comes to your door and you apply it onto your garment, right? Screen printer transfer is good for a single image, This is 100 stack right here for a job that I have coming up. And I pay 15 cents a piece for these. So whenever you have single color images, right? And you need bulk orders like 50 pieces and 100 pieces, screen printed transfer is going to be the way to go. All right. So let's jump over to TKO Sales and I'll show you. I actually have a full video that is free in my bio that you can actually watch to learn everything about TKO. It's a good 40-minute class that focus on the websites there. So we're not going to dive too much into their website here. I'm going to just show you. I'm going to tkosales.com. All right. So when you come over to TKO Sales, again, this is all available in that video that I'm going to link down below if you're watching this on the replay, or you can just jump over to my Instagram bio and it's in there. But when you come over here, create an account, register, create an account. Please, this way now, you start to build a relationship with the customer service there. TKO has the best customer service in the industry right now. All right, so boom. You're going to come right here that says start ordering. Oh, they updated this website. They definitely updated the website. Nothing major. It's just that these moved around. These two flipped. Number 1, number 3 flipped over. All right, so boom. First thing you're going to do, when it says extreme color is where you'll find your DTF. Active sport is where you'll find your single color 15 cents transfers. Premium Plus is screen printed transfers up to 3 colors. All right, but where I spend most of my time at on this website is the active sports section, which is our screen printed 15 cents. So when you click on that, number 1, it's going to say click on that, choose your formula, because we're going to send that football one for print. All right, so then you come over here, active sport is the 15 cents transfer formula. And then you have Puff, and then you have Glow. All your transfers is coming from this one house. Puff, yes. We did a whole lot of Puff at the trade show. People love this Puff, TKO's Puff. It's the only Puff that is tested for 50 washes. So active sport, and then over here is where you choose your color. But we'll come back to this, right? Let's actually set up the job. So I'm going to open up my design software here, Affinity Photo, so we can set up our transfers for print. Okay, you can do this in Kittl, but I like to actually do this in Affinity because sometimes setting this up in Kittl, sometimes it makes the image smaller than it's supposed to be. So I'm coming over Affinity Photo. Let me drag it over for you. We're almost there. We're at the meat of this. It's a good way to spend the Saturday morning, would you say? Learning, getting knowledge, investing in yourself. It's a good way. I appreciate y'all. Hey, boom. All right, so this is Affinity. No, you don't see this yet. Why don't y'all see this? Oh, no, because I got to stop sharing this tab. Yep. You guys get the recording. You get the recording for free. Other people are going to have to pay for this recording. And it's going to be more than what you pay to get in this class. That's what they get for not executing when they saw the commercials. All right, so this is Affinity Photo. This is the step sibling of Photoshop. This is the company that came in and just knocked Photoshop out the water because it's instead of a subscription, it's a one-time payment, and it's like $50 or something one time. Instead of paying $20 a month on Photoshop, you get this one time. But what I want to do here now is just to create a new document. All right, so the 15 cents transfers, this one that I showed you is size at 9x12. So we're going to come over here, file new. Again, there's a whole video that I have that's going to walk you through this. So I don't want to spend too much time in here. I want to get to the heat press. So I do have a 1 o'clock appointment. So let's go up here. I'm going to set up my new document for millimeters. I want to go to inches. I don't understand millimeters. All right. So for width, I'm going to set up my width at, let's do, you know what? Because we're going to do that football, I'm going to make that football design 12 inches wide and 9 inches tall, right? So 9x12. It's going to be my size there to get 15 cents. And here goes that DPI again we talked about. You can see automatically it's set at 300 over here. That's where it should be. All right, so then we come over and just hit create. So then you get a canvas. This is a canvas. It's an artboard, whatever you want to call it, but it's the same language. All right, so boom, here we go. We're going to come up here. We're going to place our design that we downloaded from Kittl now, right? File, Place. And now we're going to find this football design right here, or this one. I'm going to go to football one. So that football one is actually not single color. I just saw some white in there, but we'll see. So I'm going to click and drag. All right, so boom. Whenever you download designs from Kittl, you get it downloads with these extra pixels around it. You can see all the space. So this blue box, the industry would call it the banding box. It's the banding box. This blue box right here, right? So the space from top to bottom on the banding box is not accurate to the size of your design. So one of the reasons why I love this program, because it allows me to right click and come to where it says rasterize and trim. So before I do that, look at the space around this design where the box is. So now we want it to be exact to our design. So we got to rasterize and trim all those extra pixels from around it. So if I click the right button, it should have done it by now. Maybe I didn't, or my computer is just going slow. I think my computer is going slow. Oh, there it is. It worked. So boom. Now you have the design that is, oh, you're not able to see the drop down. Okay, all I did was right click on it. I guess there's a whole nother window, and I went to, in the list, it says rasterize and trim. Okay, rasterize and trim. All right, so here we go. We did that. Now we just gotta expand this. Grab one of the banding corners, expand it, and as I'm expanding this, you can see the top right corner. Whatever corner you grab to expand, it gives you the size. So right now it's size at 7 by 7, and I'm gonna grab this other corner opposite from that, and we're at 8.5 by that. Band it, pull it as far as you can, and then we're gonna align it. Top right corner, there's an alignment tool. I'm gonna align center, and then that. Right, so now we got this design right here that is set up and is ready for print. So all I gotta do is export this. File, export. And again, this is the pixels I was talking about. You can see there's no solid background here. You can see the pixels. Some people say checkerboard or dots, but it's literally pixels. That's the right term. All right, so I'm gonna come, you got all these different file type that you can export at, but we're gonna export as a PNG. Okay, and we're gonna save this as class February 1 class, because I've done this many times. And then we're just going to save this again as a PNG file. All right, so that's our 9 by 12 design that we're going to send over to TKO. So I'm going to jump back over to TKO sales now. All right, so if I wanted to order my single color image now, I'm coming to TKOsales.com, hit the start ordering. I got my design ready, so I'm going to go to Active Sport, and then I'm going to go to Active Sport Classic. That is the single image, 15 cents program. And then I'm going to choose one color. My design actually is 2 color, but we'll show you this in 1 color. You can do up to 5 colors with that program. And then you're going to choose the color. Here's the thing of choosing the color. Even though my design is built on blue, if I wanted a different ink color, I could. So I'm going to say gold, right? Gold. And then it's going to flag you, oh, we recommend a dye blocker. You don't need. Oh, am I not sharing the screen again? Oh, goodness. Sorry. Multiple screen situation. Let's share. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's start that over. Now we're good. All right, so we got our design now. We're going to come back to TKO Sales just for the recording. I'm going to have to repeat that. Once you come to TKOsales.com, you got your design ready. You're going to click on where it says start ordering on the top right corner after you created your account. It's going to walk you from number 1 all the way down to number 8. So number 1 here tells us to select our formula. This is my formula right here, Active Sport. I'm going to scroll down, Active Sport Classic in number 2, or you can do Puff and all of that, but we're going to do Active Sport Classic. And then you tell number 3 how many colors is in your design. I'm going to say 1 color. And then under that, you choose the color that you want your design to come to you in. Doesn't matter what color your design looks like when you upload it. You're just going to choose the ink color that you want here. Let's go red, right? Now, at the bottom here, it says single image or gang sheet. We set up a single image. And the size that we set up was a 9 by 12. So we're going to choose that one there. And then we're going to upload. Right here it says upload. We're going to upload that design we just created right here. And now, just like that, you have this design right here, single color. And on the right side now is where it breaks down everything. It tells you the formula and everything. And your transfer right here is 15 cents, one color, and there's a setup fee. Because it's screen printing, there's a setup fee for $25. And you're going to put that, we're going to order 100 of these because 100 transfers, I paid just $40. See this? $40 for 100 transfers. Even if you don't use all 100 of them, if the customer is something that is a team, they're going to come back again. So now, this is how you would get 100 transfers for just $40. Right? And this is on TKO sales. You guys good on ordering transfers? It will be the same process if you was ordering DTF here. DTF now is going to be where it says extreme color. This one right here, extreme color. Okay, and then at the bottom here, you have extreme color soft and extreme color digital. The difference between these two here is extreme color soft is where you get the bulk orders. This is the hybrid transfer, screen printed on the back and then digital printed on the front. Yes, I always order extras in case of mistake. I always know that I'm not perfect, so I always add extra transfers. Same thing I do with shirts. At least 1 or 2 extra sizes, side options for each size in case I mess up, because I've done that plenty of times. And then you order DTF if you wanted it here, full color. Then you got different gang sheets. Your DTF comes in gang sheet. You choose the gang sheet that you need, and you set up your gang sheet again in Affinity. So if I was going to set up a gang sheet, that's a file. Let's show you Affinity right now, just so you get everything, how we set up our gang sheet. All right, so come back to Affinity. For the folks that don't know how to set up your gang sheet, this is how you would set up your gang sheet to send over to TKO. So I'm gonna come into Affinity. It's the software that I use to set up gang sheets. You can do this in Canva, right? You can do this for free in any platform. File, new. You decide what gang sheet you'll need. For me, I'm just gonna do a one small gang sheet right now, 12 by 24. File, new, and then we'll choose inches. And then for me, I'm gonna do 22 inches wide, and then 12, 22, no, that's the other way around. And 12, that's fine, it'll be good. All right, so again, 300 DPI and that. So this is our gang sheet right now. So it's a Canva. Imagine this being a sheet. You can throw all your designs on their file, place, right? And I'm gonna drop some designs here. Let's do this one that we did. I'm gonna bring this one in. And again, once I bring this in, it's got all these extra space. I'm gonna right click on it, rasterize and trim on the option. So let's say I want multiple of these. I can add them here. So you fill up your gang sheet, bring it all the way to the edge. And if I want to duplicate this, I can. Or I can add a different design to this. And for folks that don't know, maybe you didn't get my design bundle, you have access to a library of designs, right, that you can resell. So in case you need designs, the Design Hub is available. Some of y'all already jumped on that. So let's go for, let's say this one here. It's got a few colors in here. Right click, trim. These are all designs of mine. So you got the hub. Yep, that's good. The hub is good. I have a bunch of faith-based design in the hub, and we create and add more all the time. So let's say I'm adding this one here. Boom, in my gang sheet. I still got space on the corner in there, so I can resize some of these for like left chest logos. My left chest logos, talk about sizes now. Left chest logos are 3.5 to 4 inches. 4 inches for my left chest logos. I'm gonna make this left chest right here. And then my adult size, I keep around 11 inches. And then my youth size, I keep at 9 inches. And then my kid size, I keep at 6 inches. All right. Again, for the sizes that you're going to need for apparel now, if you're setting up, if you're doing adult size, full front, you can keep that at 11 inches, right? Most of the time I do 10.5 to 11. And that size is going to fit from sizes small to extra large, even 2X sometimes, right? I put that same size on like youth shirts, which is set at 9 inches, okay? Then you go into kids shirts, you set at 6 inches. Then if you need left chest logos, you can set those at 4 inches, all right? For hat designs, I set at 2.5, right? So those are your sizes there for your apparel. So now this is our gang sheet. This is built. This is ready. I'm going to export this file, export, and we're going to export this as a PNG again. And we'll call this February 1 class DTF. Boom. Make sure this heat press is still on. It's still on. We're about to jump over there. All right, so to export it, automatic open, baby. See that? That's what I like. Because I be busy, so I can't be sitting by the heat press babysitting it. All right, so we're good. Let's upload this now. Back at TKO, make sure you can see this. All right, so if we're gonna set up our DTF now, again, we went through the process. We're gonna hit the start button up top. Come to extreme color here. Choose the DTF option in number 2. Number 3 is automatically done for us because it's a full color. Number 4 tells us it's a gang sheet. Number 5 now is where we tell the size of gang sheet that we're going to set up, which was the 22 by 12. And now we can upload our gang sheet right here, 22 by 12. And that gang sheet is in there. And TKO ships their DTF transfer same day if you place the order before 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's what I'm saying. Like, this stuff comes to you fast. So why will I want to be, spending money in a DTF printer when I can outsource the work? In that one day, I can go outside, knock on a few doors, and talk to people about my business. It might not turn around right then, but in the future, that customer will come back again and you will have a business because you were not spending time working on a printer. So there it is. DTF is there. Here we go. And then over here it says, do you need art services? No. Do you want us to print as is? Yes. And now you add this to your cart, and that was going to come to your door. Any questions on the transfer process? Let me know, or we're good to move on. I think we're done here. Yes, the ship out, no matter what, they will ship it out same day if you place that order before 11 Eastern Standard Time. All right, so this is where we're at now into the printing process. So the art service, good question. The art service there in number 7 is, let's say you need help doing something to your design. Maybe your design is not sized properly. They're not going to design it for you, but they will get the design print ready for you. Does that make sense? Let's adjust the camera so we can go over and work on this heat press, okay? So do you choose gang sheet when printing multiple colors? Gang sheet, so the multiple colors on the active sport? No. Right? The only time we choose gang sheet if we're doing DTF. I will only do gang sheet for DTF. Everything else I do with single images. Single images. More profitable that way. Only the gang sheets when you're doing DTF. All right. So let's stop sharing. And welcome you to the heat press over here. Let's talk about heat press, especially for my people that are totally new to this. Told you I had 2 heat presses here, but only one is turned on right now. Can you guys see the heat press? Let me know if you can see my heat press. It looks a little crapped on my end. Nope. Okay. I think because there's other people on the... Okay, you see it now. All right, you see me, you hear me. Good, good, good. All right, so these are the 2 heat presses here. The other one we're not going to talk about. That's the 15 by 15. It's not even turned on. But the one that I showed you earlier that I recommend is this one right here. Let me get the lighting a little brighter here. Okay, so in my hand, I have a transfer, right? So this transfer right here is a screen printer transfer. It's on a gang sheet, right? It's on a transparent background. Super cool because it's easy for me to align this on my heat press, right? Easy for me to align it. Even though I was a beginner, I can do this, right? So then we have a heat press. The heat press now is the Transpro Plus. Like I said, it has the pull-out drawer feature. It has the automatic feature. You've seen it open a few times. We're able to exchange the platen over here. There's a button over here to force it open if you wanted to. So if I wanted to change this platen, I can. Right on the right side, I can take this platen off of here and change it to a different size. And I drop the pad. Right? This is why I like this heat press. So you can buy the different platens and we'll lock it back in place. I hate when this pad come off actually. I have a sleeve that goes on it, but I have it on the other heat press next door. All right. So let's talk about pressing, loading up our shirts. This is a gilding. This is a gilding right here, right? I got a box of shirts laying down. The first tip here to find the center mark on your shirts is usually, this is why I tell beginners, fold the shirt in half, right? Fold it in half, make sure it's nice and centered. Everything is matching. And then we're going to press it for a few seconds to get a center line. I'm gonna lay this here. So when I'm doing this, I'm also making sure my pressure is good. On this heat press here, I told you there's time, temperature, and pressure. This pressure dial is right up top. We can change the pressure on this, make it more. And then right over here is where you do your digital settings. You got time and you got temperature that you can set right here. All of the transfers at TKO is going to apply at 320 or 325, between 320 and 325 for 7 seconds. This is why I say this is your 7-second profit business, right? So now I have this center line. See the center line? This is how you align it every time. In time, you will get better at this with eye in this, right? I don't do this nowadays because, man, I've printed thousands of shirts at this point now, right? At the trade show, the one lady was like, you make it look easy. Because, lady, with time, it comes ease, right? So now I got my center mark. People load up their shirts differently. At first, when I started, I used to load up my shirt this way, where the collar is going away from me. But then I learned that it's so much easier to load it up with the collar facing me. Okay, because now you're right here on top of the shirt. You're able to work right in it, right here. Try to stay on this side so you guys can see. The other thing this heat press gave us the ability to open up our shirt like this and thread it on. This way you have nice even pressure. But sometimes it's easier. There's a sleeve that goes on here to make it go on there much easier. And I have the sleeve off of this right now and it's on another heat press in the shop. So now this is on here. And then when you're applying, there's a sweet spot for location, okay? This thing right here, 3 to 4 fingers from the collar is where you want your transfers to land. I'm going to press one of these screen printed transfers, the 15-cent transfers right here. Same thing we did with our transfers, with our t-shirt to get the center mark. You can do the same thing with the transfers. This is ink. So we want to fold it in half, make sure it's touching, and just give it a pinch. Just a pinch right here. That's all you need. Same thing at the bottom, a pinch. Don't go all the way through because then you're going to crack the ink. All right? So then we're going to lay it down here. When you're laying it down, you only want to put it 3 fingers. So if my finger is right here, the transfer is going to come right by where my pinky is. It's going to be touching that. Not lower, not anything higher. Right? That's what you would do when you're doing the back print, the front print, or the center print. So now we'll lay this in. I'm going to press this right here again. Like I said, 7 seconds. My press is actually set at 12. So we're going to pull this up now. And it's a hot peel. Boom. Just like that. 7 seconds later, you got a completed t-shirt. This is on here. This is a shirt that I'm doing for the church. And this design was created right in Kittl. The same process I just went through with you guys. It's the exact process that I follow in my business. Right? Very, very important. It's on there. It's there. You can scratch it. You can wash it. It's not coming off. I want to do one more. Another one here. We're going to do a left chest. A left chest. So here's a left chest logo, right? This is a left chest logo. This is a 4x4 logo, like I told you, for the left chest. This is also 15 cents for this size. Okay? 15. So I actually should be pressing at 7 seconds. So I'll change the time. I'm at 3:15, and I'm going to go to 7 seconds. Okay? So if it's polyester, you can do from 280, right? So TKO transfers literally apply from 280 to like 330, 340. But 280 is where it's at when you're doing polyester garments. All right, so once you're in that range, it's going to apply. So now I'm going to do a left chest logo on this big shirt. I don't know where this shirt came from. So when doing left chest, it's a sweet spot, right? So where I like to imagine on my left chest logo, right at the collar right here, where the collar meets, just imagine a line coming straight down. That's your new center line, right? It's coming straight down here from where that collar meets. Right about there, still 4 finger from the collar. Right there now is the new center line that you're going to use. We'll load this up. Always do a pre-press. The pre-press gets the wrinkle and the moistures out the garment. You just need about 3 to 5 seconds there. Now I got my 15 cents transfers pocket right here. And what I like to do now, I told you to start that imaginary line. So sometimes I'll take the transfer right from the beginning of that line and I'll drag it all the way down. 3 to 4 finger right there.
my imaginary line. Everything is good. That's a good spot there. We're going to press this for the recommended time and temperature. And again, this is a hot peel. As soon as it comes up, you peel it hot and it's ready to go. Left chest logo should not be under the armpit. Left chest logo should be right there on the breast area. This is helpful. This is stuff like this the in-person training is great for. So you can come in, you can touch it and do all of that. Now let's do a full color one. The same temperature doesn't change when you're using TKO transfer. So I'm going to put this t-shirt on right on the back, making sure the collar is always off of the heat press. Because again, time, temperature, and pressure. Whenever that collar is on the press, it messes up with your pressure. So I'm just going to do this full gang sheet right here. This is why you need a 16 by 20 if you can get it, because big sheets like this is not going to work on that 15 by 15. Again, same temperature, 7 seconds. Yes, I do have a spreadsheet that will give you all of the heat presses. And then every transfer that you order comes with the temperature and all of the ingredients. All of the transfers will come with the ingredients. Time, temperature, and pressure on there, right? So now you got this right here, a full color t-shirt, all from the same house, tkosales.com. This is stretch. You can stretch it. It's not going to break. It's still there. No cracks, nothing. Okay? So you guys have any questions for me? I think we've covered. Said this was great. This was amazing. I love it. Okay. And was this valuable? Was this valuable to you? Did you feel like you got your investment worth of information? Keep that chat going. I want to catch a screenshot of the chat. Let's roll up that chat. Put some good stuff in that chat right there. This was powerful. Yes, excellent class. Well worth it. I love it. Yes, this was amazing. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So here's the thing, right? This information was great, but this information wouldn't be anything without your implementation. This information would not be anything without the proper implementation. Okay? We've already agreed that we are clear, right? We're going to have clarity on this mission. We've already agreed that we're going to have confidence in our vision. We've already agreed that we're going to be committed to this vision, right? Are we still in agreement? If we're still in agreement, say yes. But then here's the thing, right? The truth of the matter is that there are some parts of this where you're going to need someone to hold your hands, a mentor, right? And I'm considering throwing a mentorship program out there, a good 90 days mentorship program, to see how I can help you throughout this process. So for 90 days, that means we're going to meet once a week in a class where we will help each other. I will help you in your business. Okay? Hands on. Tell me exactly where you're at, because the truth of the matter is that this information is great, but you need implementation and you need someone to hold you accountable. Okay? So this mentorship program is going to be built to help you actually launch your t-shirt business. Is there anyone in the room that said, man, I need this? Right? The last time I ran this mentorship program, we had a good bit of people in there in that 90-day program. Some of them completed, and then some of them didn't. But once a week, we're going to meet, and we're going to invest in your business. It starts with you. Okay? I see Tiffany saying, yes, I need this. Oh, I need to be on this. It's going to be virtual just like this. It's going to be virtual just like this. All right? So the investment that you made to come into this room today is going to be just the beginning for moving forward. All right? So usually this 90 days program is priced at $1,000. But I'm going to give you a discount on this. We're going to do 4 for 90 days. Good 12-week program. So if you're watching this and you say, I'm interested in this, I want to make that investment, please let me know. Send me a message. You don't have to do it right now, but if you're ready to do it right now, it's going to be great, right? But I want to be a part of your business. Instead of you paying the $1,000, we're going to cut that in half. And I'm committed to helping you in your business for the next 90 days. All right? So again, I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm not going to drop no link in the chat.
it's going to be up to you to reach out and say, hey, Erastus, I want to take the opportunity for you to mentor me into this program for 90 days. The email is still the same email. You got the information to get into here with. And if that's something you said, man, that's a lot, let's figure out how we can do a payment plan, right? The value that you put onto this investment is going to multiply tenfold within that time. Because I can guarantee you, with after those 90 days, you have an established business that has already paid for that investment that you made. Already paid for that investment that you made. So it's going to be $500, $997, $997. So $500, $997 to say, oh, Erastus, that's just to pay for your time. 12 weeks, every single week we'll meet and we'll talk about your business. We'll guide you through the process, motivate you, push you so that you can actually go ahead and do this. $997 is a good price. Yes. You're interested in the payment plans? That's it, Chrissy. Let's do it. Let's do it. $7. It's an investment. It's an investment that you must make in your business. So for people that are interested, I want you to take one step further and just send me a message. Send me an email. This is the first step they need to play. Send me an email. We're going to talk about the marketing section right after this, right? So you're going to send me an email and we're going to talk about this marketing plan, and I'm going to send you the payment plan so that you're able to invest into it. We got to hurry up and do it. There's a fresh month coming, and I want to start this the first week of February. Okay? So if you're in agreement, I see Linda saying they're in agreement. Chris is saying the same thing. Even if there's two of y'all in here, the program still goes on, right? It's not really about the money. It's about the impact of you starting and having the mentorship training that you need. We'll cover everything week by week. So thank God for you. Thank God for you trusting in you, right? So let's talk a little bit of I will be expecting an email from y'all. Anyone that's interested, my email address is still the same. I will send out an email after this for everyone that's in this class as a reminder to jump onto the program. All right. So now marketing. The main thing about marketing, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I've shared it a little bit already. Someone asked a question, do you recommend Etsy and all of this stuff? What I will say and recommend, the same story I shared about Dan Davis. At the beginning of your business, it's going to take your feet and your mouth to make money. It's going to take your feet and your mouth to make money. What does that mean? The biggest marketing thing you can do right now, we call it guerrilla marketing. We call it like door to doors or whatever. Is for you to get up out of the house and go and talk to people about the opportunity that you have for them. Simple. You walk up to a person. Let's say we'll go to the barbershop, right? Hey, what's going on? My name's Erastus. I own a custom t-shirt printing business. Do you guys ever get custom shirts? Yes, we do get custom shirts. We have somebody that's already printing for us. Oh, no worries. Can I actually have your logo and I'll print something for you and come back and show it to you? Whenever you offer that one thing, right, that sample, I printed plenty of sample for people. They send me the logo. I go ahead and even if you cut it with like vinyl or DTF, you come back with the actual logo on a garment, I guarantee you they're going to spend. Like I told you about my brother, my man Larry, he called me yesterday. He said, bro, I just went up to the guy, the same thing that you said, just go ahead and tell people you do this. I went to them and they said it was a pizza shop. Pizza shop said somebody else was printing their stuff already. But because he came, he actually showed up with their logo that he took from Google. He showed up to their store. He printed it in DTF. It has multiple colors. And it said, oh, we do this. He brought an old shirt and it was a single color image. And he sent me the design. I was able to get it ready for him. And now he's going to order, they're going to order 50 shirts because he went up there with something in there in his hand already, which was the actual logo, right? So that's the best thing. Do that. Get customers. Build your customer base. Get familiar with the process. In line with that, you are not going to let social media slip. I'm not saying don't be on social. You have to be on social. You have to document this process. You have to let people know. Some of the pictures I showed y'all in the shop, like from day one, I always had a camera in front of me. Before social media became a big thing, there was always a camera in the midst of my shop. because I was just documenting this process. This is when Gary Vee was talking about document your process. All right, Gary, no problem. Set a camera down. And those things were going on YouTube. And because of that, people came in. One, it built your credibility and your brand. Two, it helped people understand what it is that you can offer them. And then you show up as an expert in the business. Even if you're a beginner, when you're showing people on the internet your process, I'm not saying be like me, oh, this is how you do this. No, oh, guys, so today we got the t-shirt order for 12 shirts, and I'm going to be showing y'all exactly how I'm doing this. Don't be afraid and think like, oh, people are going to take my customers. They're not. They're not even able to do the thing that you're able to do with the information that you got, right? So as far as selling on Etsy and Shopify, all of that, to be honest, in the years that I've been in this industry, I've never sold one custom t-shirt from any website online. Never. I lie to you. Oh my God, never. I've built Shopify sites. I pitch stuff on there, but it's the local people that's going to spend money with you. I've never had people just like, yo, bro, I mean, I'm on your website and they're not gonna buy it. Same thing with Etsy. If you're gonna sell one-stop shop, I don't do Etsy. Every time I try to sell shirts on Etsy, Etsy blocked me, this, that, and the third. I don't got time for that. I'd rather show up and talk to the people and let people know what I can offer them. So the reason why we're on the internet doing this is just to build that brand. Because I'm doing this now, I'm able to partner up with companies. I'm able to travel with them and be the person that they hire to basically create content for them and all of that. All because of that camera always being there. What about business cards and flyers? They're great. They're great. You still need to print some business cards. You still need to print some flyers. Right? And then for the people that will move on with us in the mentorship program, you will see how I print those things without even having a printer. Banners, signs, all those things now. We have vendors, we have people that we partner up with that printed it for us, and we just resell it. I can get a banner printed, a 8x8 banner printed for like $40, and I resell them for $180. This is the skilling part of the business now. So Christina said, question, what about license regarding printing, name, brand, sports? Yeah. So I stayed away from printing any of those things that require licenses, right? The truth of the matter is that most of those companies that show up and say, oh, we're licensed to print this, they have shops that are licensed to print that stuff as well. I've never had to acquire any license because I print for local people, high schools. Regular people that are not on the level of like trying to protect their logo or anything like that. They just need something printed for their players, for the track team, So as far as like acquiring license, I don't have a recommendation for you because all these years I've never been in a position of where I print for a company. I don't print for the NFL. Like, God willing, if that was a vision I was striving for, I will go that direction, but I will hire people that will run after that for me. I won't be the person to do it. I'd rather outsource all of those stuff. And when it comes to me, I just turn on that heat press and press it. Even that gets outsourced sometimes to some people. Kids come in here all the time and press those shirts for me. No copyright, no trademark images. Stay away from them. Please, 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 please. Stay away from the copyrighted and trademark stuff. The reason why some of us are able to stay around a long time, yes, it's because of that, right? Stay away from it. I learned a big lesson, even with like doing the artwork. Even in that design bundle, you will see there are some like trademark stuff in there, right? But from the moment I dropped them in there and my mentor told me, you better stop doing that. And I just stopped doing it. So every time somebody reach out, oh, can I sell this? Can I print this? I was like, bro, I wouldn't recommend it because businesses get shut down for that. And with Kittl, you don't have to do that. Like you can literally recreate any type of design. Any design. Any other questions? Let me have it. What else y'all have for me? Yep, you can literally buy designs for a few dollars on Etsy. That's facts. You can buy designs on Etsy. I've done it. But the moment I've realized that Kittl can do all of this, I just spent a couple of seconds. You see how fast we recreated that design. Neck labels. I created the neck labels right in Kittl, and I send them to TKO to print. I have them next door. Chris said, I checked the design hub. Great designs. Yeah, they're awesome. Appreciate it. The recording will be sent, give me by Monday. I'll get it to y'all by Monday. If I don't have to do too much to it, which we don't, then it'll be ready sooner than that. But by Monday, by the grace of God. So, do you have any in-person section? I would love to come. I'm in Abu Dhabi, PA. Yeah, I do. We can definitely book it in person. We can book it in person. I do have in-person sections. Yep. So if that's it, y'all, we're gonna close this out. And I want to say I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everyone for investing in themselves, for taking this opportunity to come here. And congratulations to all of the ones that are going to move forward and really say, yes, I want to dive all into this with the mentorship. So when do you think the mentorship will start? Again, depending on the people that will jump in, I'm looking to start it the second week of February. So we can get everybody on board, then we'll be getting started ASAP. Second week of February. February is a short month, but we still have good 3 weeks in it that we can do. Chrissy said, I'm in. How many other people are in? If you're in this 8-week mentorship, just say I'm in the comments. Right? If you're going to move forward and say, yes, I want to go even deeper with you, Erastus, and you're going to jump into the mentorship program, just comment, I'm in. Okay. That's good. Appreciate it. All right. So send me, said interesting. All right, Shane. Send me the email, guys. This is what we got to do. You got to take it further now. I will be expecting an email from you, and then we'll jump on it and we'll send you everything and we'll go further from there. I'm excited. And this recording again will be going in to your inbox. Look out for a follow-up email from me where I will send out some following stuff like the link and the email and the different stuff and the email, not the email, but the spreadsheet with different stuff, links and heat presses, softwares, and all that stuff on there. All right. Appreciate y'all. And just like I started with a prayer, I like to end with a prayer. Father, I thank you. Thank you for this time. Thank you for your wisdom today. Thank you, oh God, for each and every one that was in this room. Thank you for those who have trusted in me to help them with their business. Thank you for those who will be deciding to move even further, Lord. We say, oh God, give us wisdom. Every investment that was made, that will be made in the future, Lord, may you replenish it in tenfold. May you add on and expand their territories. Everywhere there is lacking, Lord, we say you create opportunities for them, oh God, that they will be able to get what it is that they need to invest in their business. We pray for every business here, everyone that is planning to start. We give it all into your hands. So let your will be done. As we leave this room, we do not leave your presence. May your presence go with us, carry us, keep us safe. Bring us back again in one piece, in one mind. We thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your leading. Thank you for everything you have done today. In Jesus' mighty name. Somebody say amen, amen, amen. And I love y'all and I see y'all later on the internet. Look for me on your inbox and I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. I'm so glad this was useful. This was powerful for you because it was powerful for me. Amen. This was powerful for me. God bless you all. God bless you all. And I'll see you later.